Good Morning has the super secret collection of all the Atlantis sets. As you can see, there's a lot of sets. There are a total of 19 sets here. These are all the Atlantis sets. That's including the limited editions ones that were only released at specific retailers, such as these two. But it's excluding the polybags, and there are books also that came with some constructions and minifigs, and all the gears like keychains and such. The LEGO Atlantis theme is probably my favorite theme, which is why I set myself the goal to collect them all, and that's how I ended up sharing it with you today. Finally got them all, completed all the missing parts, and yeah, so that's it. What you're seeing in front of you is not like a permanent shelf, LEGO Atlantis shelf. No, I've emptied the shelf specifically for the video and put some of the scenes. I actually don't have much room, so unfortunately, most of these sets, well, all of them will have to be parted out after the video and put it in the zip bags with a label on it that says the set number, and then stored in a space efficient way, because I don't have much space, so trying to work with what I have. So one of the interesting thing with the Atlantis theme is that all the sets usually come with system parts, LEGO system, but also technic parts and bionicle parts, which is quite interesting. We can see in the shape of some of the ships that the parts they're using are quite exotic. We got some transformations sometimes, and it's one of the things that drew me to the theme. It's the availability of all the LEGO inventory put to good use to create sets that make sense. Yeah. What you're seeing here at the top are mostly, so on the right, a mix of the third wave. There were 3 waves. The first one, which we mostly see down here, was released beginning of 2010. So each shelf here has a couple of sets. Here there are 3, and here only 1. They are down here because they don't fit upstairs, and try to recreate a few scenes right here, and up there. So this is the last of the first wave, and then we got a limited edition set that got released. So I think there are 9 sets in the first wave, and then the second wave got released in summer 2010. It only had 3 sets. This one, and well, the biggest one here, this one. And it got followed by this limited edition set, which is right there. And finally, in 2011, 5 sets were released in the final wave. You can see that there are some difference in terms of color scheme. Mainly here, what we have are brick-built creatures are black, and they have a color highlight here: orange for crabs, yellow for sharks, green for turtles, and sometimes we have incoherence, so it should be blue here. If we go downstairs, This is a Manta Ray. Should be, I don't know what color it should be. You can see that we have keys also, and so the keys are guarded by their guardian. So this is a Manta Atlantis key. We have a brick-built Manta creature and a Manta Warrior here. My opinion is, if the key is green, then the highlight for the Manta brick-built creature should be green. For the shark, since it's yellow, then the key should also be yellow. And yeah, turtle should be something else, maybe green. The crab here is orange, which is correct. Anyway, what I wanted to say is brick-built creatures in the first two waves are black and they have a color highlight. Only exception is this one, the shark, which is grey because it's a statue that comes to life. So that's the exception. In the second wave, it's a bit more complex than that. We have here a dark green brick-built creature with lime highlights, and here we have the classic black with orange highlights for the crab. Anyway, the next difference you will see is in the Atlantis crew vehicles, so the heroes. The main color is red and highlight is lime green, and canopy is trans green. But in the third wave, they decided to change that to main color red, highlight yellow, and canopy trans yellow. I'm not a big fan of that color combination. I really prefer the first wave one. I think it was really great. There was something about the trans green here that pops against the is it trans neon green? I think it's trans neon green, sorry. The trans neon green pops much better against the red as well as the lime, whereas here the yellow is too vibrant, whereas the trans yellow is too dull, for the lack of a better word. I'm not sure how to say it. Yeah, it doesn't work as well. But that's my personal opinion. Actually, in the first generation of Blacktron sets, we had black vehicles with trans green canopies, and I was not a big fan of that color scheme either. So maybe it's just me that has something against the trans yellow. Anyway, another difference again is the divers. In the third wave, they have yellow flippers. They have light bluish grey diving helmets, such as this one, with a trans yellow visor, and well, their diving suits are all the same. They all share the same design for the diving suit, which I'll show later. Whereas in the first and second wave, we have dark bluish grey diving helmets, trans neon green visor, and lime green flippers. These are the key differences between the first, second waves and the third one. And on that note, I'm going to talk about some parts mold variation. So the first thing I want to point out is back in 2010 and 2011, the flippers came on a spruce like this one, which I'm never going to detach the parts. I'm that kind of person who just can't do that. I've ordered 2 flippers from a seller, and the state of the flippers were marked as new, and they did come as new on the spruce. I was surprised by that and just didn't have the heart to detach them, so I had to order a couple more. And then from a different seller, also they were listing lime flippers as new, and I got these, and I think it shows well on the camera. The color is a bit different. This is lime green, but it's a new lime green. The material is a bit different. So the new ones, I think they are more recent. The new ones don't come on the spruce. They come separately directly, and you can see that it's a bit less transparent. It's actually a bit more harder than the previous version, and yeah, so something to look out for. I got 3 pairs of these, and yeah, I can't use them because they are not genuine Atlantis parts, so have to reorder again. Yeah, and another part I wanted to mention is the trident. So let's dive into that. As you can see here, I got 2 versions of the trident. They're actually also kind of different materials. So the one on the left is a bit softer than the one on the right. But the main difference is the one on the left doesn't have kind of circle at the base of the sprung, whereas the one on the right does. And we don't have any information on this. At least I couldn't find any. But what is guessed, I suppose, is that the one on the left is the original mold, and then the LEGO group decided to change the mold, possibly because it was not, I don't know, sturdy enough, or maybe it was more cost effective to change the material to the one on the right. Maybe they had production issues. I have no clue. Couldn't find any information. If you do have more information on this, please leave a comment. I would be really interested to learn more. But what I could find though is, if you look at the instructions, all the sets, all the pictures of the first and second wave sets do come with the version on the left, and for the third wave there is it's extraordinary. I was really surprised when I realized that there is one set, just a single one, that comes with a picture of the new mold. Can you believe it? All the other ones, it's the same. It's the same wave. Come with the original mold. So you can see here and there. This is the original mold. What it is believed is when it got released in 2010, they created this original mold, and then in 2011, for some reason, they decided to introduce a new mold, and so they did. But it's a bit more complex than that, because LEGO doesn't retire all molds as long as they are working, just for cost efficiency. And so that means that for a while, Atlantis sets would either come with one or the other, like even after 2011. So as long as they were in production, you could have a mix of those, possibly in different sets, possibly in the same set. I'm not quite sure how it works, but I've watched a lot of videos on YouTube of people unboxing the Atlantis sets, and I was usually what I saw is people back from 2010 unboxing the LEGO Atlantis sets and got the left version, but then finally found some YouTubers that recently, in the past year or so, were unboxing new Atlantis sets boxes, so that were produced back in 2011 or maybe 2012, and when they unboxed them, we could see the left one, the right one parts included. So you can have sets from the first wave with the mold with the new mold, even if the set is the set number is older, right? But since they are still in production, they use the new mold, and yeah, that's really interesting. I've also seen that the left trident, the old mold, can only be found in Atlantis sets from back when they used the old mold. All the other sets come with the new mold. And that's it for the part variation. So there's also something else I wanted to mention, is that we have some pictures of the prototypes for some of these sets. For example, this one, the first versions used to be a power miner set, which is quite funny when you think about it. We have pictures for this one. We have pictures for the Portal of Atlantis sets. We also have pictures of designs that never made it into sets. I talk about those in the individual sets videos, so if you're interested, make sure to watch the reviews. And finally, since I mentioned Power Miner, I wanted to mention also the crossover that we have in this film. So, as I mentioned, one of the vehicle was originally supposed to be a Power Miner set that never came to be, and then they changed it to be an Atlantis set. But right here, in the third wave, 2011, we get Dr. Brain as a character. And Brain is a character from the 2009 and 2010 Power Miner theme. So it's really funny to finally get him in, that he ended up in the Atlantis film. That means that the two films exist in the same universe, right? And another crossover we have is in the second wave, the Portal of Atlantis sets. Right here, we have a skeleton with an Aqua Raider helmet. Aqua Raiders was a 2007 film, which was a bit like Atlantis, diving explorers trying to find treasures, underwater treasures, and had to fight brick-built creatures. So it's a fun reference to that older theme. Finally, there's one last thing, one last mention of a crossover. It's in the LEGO Club magazine in 2011. The November-December issue released a comic that gave some of the backstory for the city of Atlantis. So right here we have the Golden King, and in the comics he got imprisoned by the alien commander from the Alien Conquest film. Yeah, it's this one is a bit far-fetched. So the explanation is the alien commander tried to conquer the Earth with the help of Amset Ra from the Adventurers film in the Egypt sub-film. And yeah, it's a bit far-fetched. So by doing so, he imprisons the Golden King. I think it's mentioned that he built the pyramid that we find in the Pharaoh's Quest film. And I think his plans just didn't work. And he ended up trying to rewind time and release an army of dinosaurs in the present to conquer the Earth, which ended up being the Dino Attack film. So yeah, a bit far-fetched, but that's LEGO for you. Now, one last thing I want to mention about the LEGO Atlantis film is that LEGO originally released a LEGO Atlantis movie, a short movie, and the story is quite straightforward. So we have the Atlantis, I think it's the deep sea salvage crew from the Neptune Carrier set that we have here. They embark on a journey, on a mission set by Professor Samantha Rhodes to rescue. Where is she? Oh, there she is. She's fighting the squid. She set them on a mission to rescue a deep sea station, a bit like this one. But actually, her true purpose is to find the city of Atlantis. So they initially didn't want to go for it, but then ended up going after the city. They had to fight brick-built creatures such as the shark, this crab, which is in the movie it's as big as the Neptune Carrier. They find the gateway of the Squid Temple, which is embedded in a mountain, and in the end they reach to the portal of Atlantis. They go through and they find the city of Atlantis. So yeah, it's kind of fine. I really like that short movie. That's it for the commentary, I guess. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to rank all the LEGO Atlantis sets according to my taste, of course. If you disagree, be free to let me know in the comments. And let's get started. Speaking of the LEGO Atlantis movie, you should totally go check the Slug Films channel. They're doing a LEGO Atlantis stop-motion animation action-adventure series that's definitely worth watching. You'll find a link in the description. Number 19, bottom of the list, set 8072, Seabed. Sorry buddy, but I just hate you. You're the worst. Next. Number 18, set 7976, Ocean Speeder. Well, there's nothing much about this set. I mean, you can flap, you can hinge the wings, but to me it doesn't look like a sub, more like a Seabed. And also I've only just realized, oh my god, that is not genuine LEGO. Oh no. Quick, next. Number 17, set 7977, Seabed Strider. Now, don't get me wrong, there are some things I like about this set. The hammerhead Gordian, the shield, the column. Look, that's genuine LEGO this time. Ooh, saved. And the Transfer Wrench gem. Not a big fan of the sub. I don't like striders, walkers, stuff like this. It does transform into one-handed. It's really hard. I'll have you know. It does transform into a jet, Seabed. I just don't buy it. So to the bottom of the list. Next, number 16, set 8059, Seabed Scavenger. Now I really like the Manta Warrior minifig and the Atlantis Key, but I'm not a fan of the sub. It's just something about me and rovers in general, I think. Yeah, I wanted a sub, I got a rover, I got disappointed. Next. Number 15, set 8076, Deep Sea Striker. And that's why it gets hard to rank, because sets start to be good. I guess this one got to this place because the striking option is not that great. It's really hard to pose to make sure that it hits the target. There's good articulation in the pinchers and stuff, but the head is static, doesn't move, and the legs are static, don't move. So, next. Number 14, set 8079 Shadow Snapper. I really like brick-built creatures, but this one is a bit weird. Turtle with spikes. I actually like it. It's just that I have to rate this, and I think this is going to be the second best. The second worst. Sorry. The sub is okay. I'm not a big fan, but it has a really interesting look. It really looks like it could be part of the Atlantis crew fleet. It opens like this, and yeah, that's about it. Next set. Number 13, set 7978 Angler Attack. Is there anything to say about this? Yeah, sure. There's actually a function here. You can use this little thing as a trigger, and you can open and close the mouth. That's all I have to say about this set. Next. And number 12, 7984, the Deep Sea Raider. Not a bad set, especially for the third wave. I really like how the submarine turned out. Would love to change the color scheme, but yeah. What I really like is there's a mini version of the sub itself. Right here, and it can be stored in the back right there. Let's up. There's plenty of room by the way. This is a crate we can remove. Up. Let's remove the crates, and we can put a lot of stuff in there, including the mini sub, the drone. There we go. A funny thing is, so on the picture here, we see Dr. Brains trying to grab the column for some reason and firing at the red crab. Why? Why? I think. Whoops. I think the best scenario here to replicate is Dr. Brains used to be in the Power Miner team, and he loved to not to find treasure, which is the goal of the Atlantis crew here, but he loved to capture creatures alive. Oh, everything back in the chest. Capture creatures alive. So the best scenario would be to have, yeah, the shark grabbed and then stored back in there. That would be more realistic, I believe. Anyway, the drill is functional. Arms are articulated, and we got even fingers. We got flick fire missiles. Ugh, hate those. They're more likely to break the build itself than attack anything. Like the amount of power punch they pack is close to zero. So anyway, next. Number 11, set 8061 Gateway of the Squid. I love the squid. The squid here can rotate the mouth. It can be detached. It has wobbly arms, wobbly tentacles. The mouth is disturbing. The eyes are great. No room inside to digest a minifig. There's another squid right here that could be used as a cage, it's like a skeleton of a squid used as a cage, or it's an albino squid, and it can be detached and used as a creature. It's up to you. I like the option. We got treasure here. There's the weirdest strap ever here. We have a knob in the back, and it's going to open this, so you can place a minifig and try to catapult it, but I don't like this. I would have preferred a trapdoor that opens and make the minifig fall below, but that's not the case. I love the Squid Warrior character. It's great. Whoops. And finally, we got one of these key, Atlantis key holder. If you don't know how it works, watch my videos, my reviews, individual reviews, but the holder is spinning freely, and then you can, oops, sorry, put the Atlantis key inside. It's gonna grip to the axle that's right there, and activate the mechanism here to open the doors, open the gates. See the elastics right there? Oh, elastic bands. Yeah. I'm not gonna demonstrate the mechanism because we need to switch to the next set. Number 10, set 8057 Red Raider. An excellent small set. We got Shark Warrior. Look at it, so great. An Atlantis key, good. Is that Flick Fire Missile? Oh no. Anyways, I love the build of this set. It's quite great, and it's a small set too, so affordable. Really good job. Good job. Number 9, set 8073 Manta Warrior. Why is it so high on the list? It's a very small set. Well, it's a brilliant small set. It gets you a very interesting minifig, a very minimalistic build, which you don't need. All you want is the Manta Warrior. You get multiple of these sets and you build up an army of them. Excellent, excellent, love it. Next, number 8, set 8056 Monster Crab Clash. Another small set high on the list. It's because I love brick built creatures, and this one is excellent. There are a lot of articulation points. Maybe not enough in the pincers, but that's a small set. But look at the legs. The articulations are amazing. Just bear with me a minute. You can pose it like this, pose it like that. Well, you get the picture. Next. Number 7. Set 8060 Typhoon Turbo Sub. One of the most recognizable sub of the Atlantis film. It's really great. I love the shark figure. And one of the gimmick of this set is, I'll try to demonstrate it. You can push right here. Well, first of all, you can handle it and swoosh it around like this. That's great. But this can be pushed up and it transforms. Let me do that again. How awesome is that? And then, whoops, you have a little arm right here, grabbing arm, and the most powerful in the LEGO world weapon, Technic Competition Cannon. Oh yes. Number 6, set 8058 Guardian of the Deep. It's one of my favorite brick built creature. It's got quite a lot of articulation in the tail. The fins, they can be moved up and down. There's just this part right here. Yeah, it just broke. It's quite weak, the connection. That's too bad. The head, you can see here, there's a ball. Ratcheted joint connection, so the head can move, and most importantly, what it does is you can swoosh it around like this. There's a little knob right there, trigger, to allow you to open and close the mouth. And yes, it can fit a minifig in the mouth, so that's brilliant. Number 5, set 8078 The Bottle of Atlantis. What a fantastic set. What can I say? The front, the entrance is a shark head that opens very smoothly. It doesn't close quite easily, but that's okay. We got gates on the side. Inside we have a weapon rack right here, another one right there, and we got a frog under a bell, some potions. Right in here, what do we have? We have a map room, and below a bedroom. The shark statues right here can come to life. They have quite a bit of articulation. You can angle up the head up, and that allows you to open the mouth wider. If you put it down like this, you can close it. The tail is the dorsal fin articulated like this. Up. We put it back. So we have two of these. What else? The Atlantis key holder right there spins freely. You grab any Atlantis key, put it there, it's gonna grip to the axle, and that's gonna activate the gate. This is the closed position, and that's open. Just make sure to push the chest right behind a bit. Otherwise, if it's not, it's gonna block the mechanism. And yeah, once open, you can access a lot of gems. The Atlantis keys right here are all included, so that's all 5 of them. They are all included in the set, which means you don't have to buy all the sets to get them, which is great. And these are just fixed, like they don't do anything, they're just here for decoration purpose. Now let's move on to the 4th set. Number 4, set 8077, Atlantis Exploration HQ. I knew I wanted this set immediately because it's a station, like a HQ. It has great minifig, it has a small sub, but that's not the only vehicle. No. First, let's look behind. What's behind? Here we go. So right here we got a lab room, right there a map room, cockpits, and that's about it for the interior. Now this vehicle has a transformation. These floodlights turn like so. You can put them down and they become indoor lights, and then boom, transformed into a submarine. Isn't that great? I love it. The submarine doesn't look too bad from all angles. Just there are some holes at the bottom, but that's okay. That's okay. The rest of the station looks like this. That's fine. All right, on to the next set. Number 3, set 8075, Neptune Carrier. Oh boy, this is a flagship vehicle of the Atlantis crew, and it does deliver. There's a cockpit right there. We got a brick-built creature, which is always nice. Always love the brick-built creature. Right in there we have a lab. We got a stern thruster up. We got 4 flip-fire missiles because you want to make sure that your enemy knows your weapons are just weak. We can open, I don't know if you saw well, but we can open the sides like this. There's a rover. I don't like rovers. This one has arms, but what I really like is it sits nicely here, up, right there, and then we can close. And look at that. The sub doesn't look like it's hanging something here. It looks like it looks complete. Also, speaking of looking complete, we have actually a vehicle here. It doesn't look like it. We can detach it. The sub still looks great, and we got a small one, which is okay. Not too bad. It's very sturdy. I love this ship. that's it for the set. On to the next. Number 2, set 8080 Undersea Explorer. I love mechs. I want mechs to have posability with the arms, the hands, like this, the legs, preferably with knees, but it's really hard to get that, so anyway. And I want the pilot to be inside the chest, which is the case here, so that's great. The brick-built creature right here is great. It also has a lot of articulations. It's got dragon wings, which is awesome. I love that part. The mouth can open and close. And most importantly, the mech can transform. Let's demonstrate. It's really easy to do. Keep the legs straight like this, up, push them back. Same for the arms, keep them straight, up, push them back. Whoops. I've played quite a bit with it, and this doesn't happen too often. So the sturdiness is quite good, and that's it. We now got a rover. And you can pull the legs back up like this, and we got a rover. I don't like rovers, but I love transformations, so this is great. This is brilliant. Love this set. It's got puny flick fire missile, but more importantly, it's got the technique competition cannon. Let's put it to purpose, to practice. There we go. And to number 1, sorry. And number 1, set 7985, the City of Atlantis. Well, this is my favorite set, period. So it's number 1, of course. Love the lobster minifig. Not a big fan of the sub, but I'm mostly here for the structure right here. And of course, brick-built monster. It's supposed to be a giant crab. To me it looks like a lobster. I like it. It's great. Back in there we have dungeons. So this is a trapdoor. Up, a trap for your minifigs to fall in the dungeon. The king is also... the golden king is imprisoned in the dungeon. Up like this. It closed nicely. We have a shrine. Treasure chest with a fish, because that's really precious in the ocean. You don't find many fish. We got the Barracuda Guardian. Love that minifig too. Yeah, and to we have a falling column right here. It can break on purpose. That's by design. What else? There's a trap right here. You push the knob, and there's an axe that's gonna chop you to bits. Love that. On this side, there's a gate, locked gate for the dungeon. Captain Ace Speedman has a super upgrade to his diving suit, 8-bladed propeller with 4 headlights, so that's great. And finally, one exclusive Atlantis purple key. You put it in the key holder, you turn, and you turn like really hard. You have to be doing this really hard. I think it's stuck. But yeah, it's gonna trigger a mechanism that's going to open slowly the panel right here by pushing up the king. Let's try to do it manually. Yeah, it's gonna go like this. Currently it's stuck because you can unclip the stairs, and that's where the gears connect. I had some issues while moving the set. It broke. I clipped it back, and I think it's not positioned well. So not positioned well, but yeah. I just wanted to say, so the portal of Atlantis is really hard to move. It broke on me several times. The City of Atlantis is okay, but you see, it's built on the thin plates, so yeah, stuff break out a bit, but it's still a bit sturdy. Oh, in terms of overall theme balance, character-wise, we got Bobby Boy on the left, 3 of them. We got Professor Samantha Rhodes, 2 of her in the first 2 waves, and 1 for the second wave. You know that Bobby Boy doesn't have any third wave representation. Captain Ace Speedman, 4 copies in the first 2 waves, 1 in the third wave. Actually, after Bobby Boy, there's 1 of each character in the third wave, plus this new character, the Dr. Brains. For Axel Storm, we got 4 copies of him in the first 2 waves. Dr. Jeff Fisher, we got 2 copies. And finally, for what's his name? Let me think. Oh yes, Lance Spears. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 copies of him. Let's have a look at the special characters. So, in the second wave, we got Portal Emperor, some random Aqua Raider skeleton, and in the third wave, we get the Golden King. In terms of merfolk, sea people, we got 4 Manta Warrior, 2 Squid Warriors, 3 Shark Warriors, and that's for the first 2 waves. And then for the third wave, we get new sea people. So we got 2 Hammerhead Shark Warriors, 1 Lobster Guardian, and 2 Barracuda Guardian. Let's have a look at the Atlantis Keys. So as you can see, we get in the first 2 waves a lot of the Manta Key, 4 of them, 4 turtles ones, 3 Shark and Squid Warrior. For some reason I have 2 Crab Keys. I think there are 3 in total, so I might be missing 1, maybe not. And finally, in the third wave, the only one, the purple key. Between the first 2 waves and the third wave, there are also some color changes. So for the diving equipment, it was dark bluish gray with trans green. And in the third wave, it's light bluish gray with trans yellow visor. The flippers were lime, now they're yellow, same for the arms. The back of the body is the same, dark bluish grey with hips in light bluish grey, but the printing is different. And finally, the spear gun was black, and now it's flat silver. Just going to turn over quickly to see the difference in the back. It's interesting to note that the face printing for the characters across the first 2 waves and the third wave is the same. It's really just the torso and leg printings that's different. And finally, in terms of diving equipment add-ons, we used to have big horizontal headlights, what is called the small vertical headlight, and a small 3-bladed propeller. But for the third wave, we finally got like an ultimate add-on with 4 headlights and a giant 7-bladed propeller. For the Atlantis crew vehicles, we got a lot of them, really a lot. Of course, the Atlantis Exploration HQ is going to be double featured as a location too. Right here we got 2 small subs, small jets from the first waves, Actually, this one is from the second wave. We got the special edition Atlantis Undersea Explorer, limited edition jet here too. Typhoon Turbo Sub, the Seabed Scavenger. I'm not gonna name them all, but yeah, we got a lot of them. And actually, right here, we got the Neptune Carrier, so the flagship of the fleet, which carries two small vehicles. And of course, with the Atlantis Exploration HQ, we also get this little jet here. And in the middle, we got the third wave vehicles. So this is the biggest one, which has, actually, when you compare to the others, it's got a respectable size. This one isn't too bad, but it's on the small side, and then it's all just little jets like this one. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 vehicles. Not too bad, not too bad. In comparison, for the break-built monsters, we get 12 of them, I believe. And the third wave only brought us that small lobster one, the crab, and the big, well, medium size, let's say, anglerfish. And while the lobster one keeps the same aesthetic as the first two waves, the anglerfish is kind of special because it's mostly dark green. If we have a look here, these two are actually from the same set, and the small octopus doubles as a cage. So is it a brick-built creature? Maybe, it's up to you. This is the limited edition turtle one, and here we have the big shark. I love this one. I really love it. That's really great. The deep sea striker could have been better. I absolutely love the crab, the small crab. I think this one is an improved design, but if it had the same hinges here for the articulated legs, it would have been even better, I believe. And this is the sea serpent, or maybe it's a shark. It's not too bad. I like it. It's a very long boy though. The Manta Warrior is alright. Is alright. These two, well, they're also double as statues, and that's why they don't have the same color scheme as the other ones. But it's nice to have them. And I believe I didn't miss any of them. And last but not least, the locations. So we get 3 big locations, one for each wave. Temple of the Gateway of the Squid, right here for the first wave. Portal of Atlantis, of course, for the second wave. And the best for the third wave, the City of Atlantis. Of course, we get hybrid location in the second wave, the Atlantis HQ Exploration HQ, which transforms, and then we get really small locations. So in the first wave, this little seabed rock formation, and then in the third wave, each set, the 5 sets, gets a location. So City of Atlantis, but also this small rock, and then the ruins. So we get part of the column, a tilted column, and then a full column right there. I really like location-based sets, so overall I'm quite happy with the number of locations we get in the whole theme. That's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like if you did. I post new content every Wednesday, sometimes on Saturdays, so click the subscribe button to get notified of new content. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. New from LEGO Atlantis. Divers found the key to the gateway of Atlantis. Watch out! The giant shark guards the key. Diver 1 requesting backup. You can build the Typhoon Turbo Sub and get back the treasure key. You can speed into action. Transform to attack mode. Load the missile. Fire! Yes, we got it! LEGO Atlantis. Each set reviewed separately.